All right, let's go ahead and start. Welcome to our Friday, 18th of July, 6:30 p.m. seminar. And we are here with two pianists. So let's go ahead and we'll start with Mr. Abir. Abir, when you're ready, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
My name's Abir, and I'm gonna be playing Minuet in G minor. Should I start?
Please do. Hey, Abir, can you just switch on original sound, please? Do you need help switching on original sound?
Oh, wait. Right. So it's on.
Okay, go for it. All right, Mr. Beer. Well done on getting through the whole piece. Nice. So now that you've played it, what are some things that you realize that you want to, you're doing well? Figure out the stuff that you're doing well, and then what do you want to continue improving upon?
I think I'm doing pretty good on the first page,
Mm-hmm.
but on the second page, I think I need to be more fluent.
Yeah. I think in general, just taking time. You don't, when you see these eighth notes, you don't need to rush through them. Really take your time with them, yeah? Otherwise, otherwise the rhythm goes off and the pulse isn't quite aligned. So just keep that in mind. I would, if I were you, I would continue doing slow practice with the metronome so that
All
I
right.
could safely place all the notes at the right time and that my hand position is always ready to go. And then it makes it easier to coordinate the right hand and the left hand. Yeah.
All right.
Isha, did you have any thoughts for Abir on his performance?
I thought it was really good. Like the dynamics were really good. But the funny thing is, I remember doing this piece myself actually, like some time ago. But yeah, I
Oh,
think just
nice.
I feel like maybe the tempo should be more set because you went fast on some parts and you slowed down a little bit more. So maybe keep it slow the
Yeah,
entire time.
that
But
would help.
otherwise, it was really good.
Yeah, nice Abir. I think the theme for today is just slow, isn't it, Abir?
Yeah.
Just slow. Just pull it back just a wee bit so that your hands and your eyes have enough time to adjust before it moves from one measure to the next. Yeah?
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, just double check your rhythms. Make sure you're not speeding through these eighth notes. Okay, cool. Thank you, Abir. Okay, Miss Isha, go ahead and introduce yourself and your piece.
Um, my name is Isha, and I'm gonna be playing Dragonfly by William Gillock.
Impressive. Happy with that, Miss Dragonfly?
Sorry, what?
Are you happy with that?
I made a fumble on one of the lines because I actually I procrastinated with this piece and I just finished it 2 days ago. Before that, I was on line three. So I hurried and there was this one chord, I think it was this one, that I didn't know. So I messed that up and then, yeah.
You know what? I think Abir has some advice for you. Abir, do you think the advice that I gave you is we should give it to her as well?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, do you have any other? Okay, so why don't you go ahead and give. First of all, Abir, why don't you discuss with Isha what she currently does well, what she did well in the performance, and then some ideas of what she can do to become more secure. Start
Uh,
with
the articulation was pretty good, and I think she should slow down a bit.
the end. There you have it, folks. That's the end of the lesson.
Yeah, I'm gonna rush the part I wasn't really familiar with because I thought my performance was next Friday.
Yeah. Oh, really? Oh, no. Hey, well, as my dad often tells me, you don't really know how fast you can run until a dog is chasing you. You're like, oh my gosh, I can run. No. Right. So, good. Well, I'm glad that you had this experience. But you got through it. You didn't stop. Right? You didn't stop. You're like, I'm going to do this. I don't care how fast I play. So, then what you can do to make it seem like you know the piece is play the whole piece at the tempo that you play the new stuff. So if in your mind you're like, man, this is pretty average, the speed of this, play the whole thing at that speed. And it'll make you feel more settled so that when you get to it, like, nothing to see here, folks. Right?
Yeah, it's just
So
that one
don't
chord.
yeah. So which and it's easier said than done, but it can be practiced.
Yeah.
You know what it feels like to perform. You also know what it feels like to perform under pressure. Right? Sometimes you see
Yeah.
sweaty hands or like feel a bit uncomfortable, knees a bit shaky, or like heartbeat, all the usual physiological things that happen to the body and the mind, right? So you should just practice. Number one, seems pretty simple, but just breathe through it, and then
Yeah.
yeah, whatever speed you have in your mind, ignore that. Play it slower than that. Because that little voice, that useless voice, is like, you can do it faster. You're like, no, shh, I'm a professional. And then you just, like, that's at least what works for me.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I just, it's kind of like, imagine you're a stunt driver, right? And you have to make this big jump. You know,
Yeah.
and then you get to the edge and like, yeah, I did not go fast enough.
I think my tempo was a bit too or maybe not too fast but like I had to practice that chord because I also had a fast piece before this, the G I think was like, so I set the tempo to that. So
Right. Okay. And which is a good tempo, but this season of Isha and her piece, the Dragonfly, this particular season, we want to pull back.
okay.
Don't get distracted by that tempo. I understand that. Yeah. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be great though. Like the stuff that you did play that you're confident with. I agree with Abir. I thought your articulation was on point. If anything, it could be even more. Like just more weight into the keys.
Okay.
Right, and then a lot of more like rotation in the keys.
Okay.
Avoid lots of finger,
Alright.
but more this because it's going to make the music. It's going to make it easier to play quickly, and it also sounds a lot more melodic.
Okay. Yeah.
Right, so just experiment with rotation more,
Alright.
and then I reckon just continue polishing this last putter, or wherever
Yeah.
you know. Become more confident with it hand separate, or the usual things, hand separate, metronome work.
Okay.
You practice slowly, as I said to Abir, so that you can have time to program what's going to come next, right?
Okay.
and then come back with a vengeance. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that a yes?
Sure.
Yeah? Yeah, see? Good. You too, Abir. Right? Both of you go back to your workshop and polish your music. But listen back to this recording, right? Listen to it, and then you can ask yourself, okay, this is what I'm doing well, but this is definitely not so good. I need to polish this and this and this and this, like an editor, like Photoshop, right? And then come back. But practice, most importantly, is practice performing it in Kaizen or for yourself.
Okay.
You have to imagine what it's like being in the situation, and then, because so that you can feel these feelings, and then run it. Yeah.
Oh, I did. I was practicing when we were waiting, and all of them were good until I actually had to perform.
All right. See. For whatever reason, right? The mind just plays a game on you. It's time to perform. So you need to train yourself to think it's time to perform. You're like, yes.
Okay.
Now I can. Yeah, it's you got to reframe it. Yes. Okay. Now I can go ahead and share what I've got, and I'm going to share it nice and slowly, as if I'm talking to my grandparents or something. Just ease into it. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Cool. Well, hopefully you two learned something today about your playing. I think a lot of what I say you already know, but that's the beauty of working with different people. Just you get told enough, you're like, okay, every grown-up is telling me to slow down.
Okay.
Should do it. All right. Have a great rest of your evening.